Welcome to this short series of videos from Stewardship. These videos are designed specifically for those people who are answering God's call on their life to serve Him in full-time ministry. We understand that everybody is unique and every situation is unique. So you might be a student who's thinking of leaving further education and considering their future. You might be on a church leadership development course or a church planting course, or you might be in Bible college training for full-time ministry, or just learning on the job as you go. Whoever you are and wherever you are, each of you will have one thing in common. How are you going to fund your ministry in a sustainable way? You might be looking at finance right now, or it's something you're going to be considering in the future. Either way, Stewardship can help you understand God's view of money and how that affects you and your ministry. While these videos are short, they are intended to be a starting point for discussions, to spark further conversations, to get you asking questions to find out if you need more training or support. This is not about quick fixes. This is not about shortcuts to raising funds. It's definitely not a Christian GoFundMe. What you will hear is clear biblical guidance and thinking around what living on support really means. You'll get plenty of sound advice around how to build a strong support base for a sustainable ministry. Over 3,000 Christian workers around the world trust Stewardship to help them as they raise support and claim gift aid on that support. We understand what it takes to raise and live on support. Stewardship's vision is for the world to encounter Jesus through the generosity of His church, and that informs everything that we do. You can find out more about us at the end of these short video sessions, but first of all, let me introduce Stephen Matthews to you. Stephen is our Head of Consultancy and Accounting Services. He is an accountant, but is also the trustee of a church plant and has been serving missional churches in this context for many years. Stephen, would you like to summarise what people can expect from these videos?
Yeah, John, I certainly can. Thank you very much. So the aim of these videos is to help you understand how to bridge the gap between the vision God has called you to and the money that makes it happen well. Now, we and others understand and have experienced that money in ministry is often not handled that well. A number of reasons. People don't raise enough. In our mind, it's about half of what we really think they should do. And secondly, their supporters often don't get as much from this relationship as, again, we think they ought to. Now, workers get confused and sometimes, in fact, often feel guilty about the whole area of money. And long-term finance can become really, really scary. In fact, the whole area of money is just a bit of a mess.
So why is that such a big problem?
Well, Christian workers themselves admit that money is the biggest worry in their ministries.
Why is that the case?
Well, really what it is often that money is just an afterthought. It's not actually seen as part of the ministry. And so there's a lack of biblical understanding and often a lack of practical advice as well. In fact, like any difficult subject, the more you understand it, the better you're equipped to be able to deal with the problems that arise in the course of things. So these videos are designed to give you understanding of these things, and what we're hoping is that you'll have grasped by the end of it the key principles. One of which is that money in ministry is not just a hurdle to be got over to do the ministry, it's actually inherently part of the ministry itself. Now, also, money in the whole area of self-support is emotionally and psychologically difficult, and it helps if that's recognised. Thirdly, there is a lot of biblical teaching in this. That should bring strength and peace. And fourthly, it's worth remembering you're not alone. So don't try and deal with all the issues alone, because it can be an isolated place in this. And finally, there are practical bits, which are more difficult, but it's still really good to get them right. These are things like long-term finance, budgeting, tax, that sort of thing. But step out. You will learn, faith will be built, and your ministry will flourish.